In this video I'm going to show you how to draw wrinkles. I will start with the basic theory behind drawing wrinkles, then show you a few tricks and exercises with which you can practice, and finally I will apply the theory on an actual drawing based on a reference photo so that you can see the entire process. Drawing wrinkles is easy. In essence, they are drawn with lines that have different pressures applied to them. That means that you apply more pressure in certain areas of the line and less in other areas so that you create a line that has depth. Here's how you do it. First of all, I'm using a 4B pencil. This has a pretty soft lead, and I'm using it because it offers me a wide variety of grays and I can easily access the darker shades of gray. So I'm starting the line from this point right here and I'm moving towards that point. That will be my line. Let me zoom in. There we go. As you see, I'm starting pretty dark and going towards brighter values. And I'm also moving my line slightly each time, so I create a line that is thick but also has a pretty nice gradient to it. I'm making this line bigger than it normally is so that I can show you the concept behind drawing wrinkles. As you see, I've started with pretty dark values and I've moved towards brighter values. I can apply the same technique on a different line that is curved. I can also apply pressure midway, like this. And note that wrinkles will sometimes go in different directions or even fork in two different directions. So that means that you're going to have this effect at some point. And from here, it can happen again in two different directions, and again, and so on as it is necessary. Remember, where two lines meet, there is always going to be a darker area. And wrinkles can even have some small lines that are going out of the main line and coming back in. For instance, let's make this line longer, like so, and you will note that there are lines like this, small lines that are pretty dark because they are not as shallow as the lines that are brighter. So there are two types of wrinkles, the deeper ones that are darker in value and the more shallow wrinkles that are brighter in value. And these smaller lines can also fork at times. So you want to pay attention to those details, but you're going to start very loose and then move your way towards details. That would be the introduction. Now let me introduce you to the reference we're going to use. This is our reference, and you see that we have a variety of wrinkles. We have deep wrinkles in this area, we have shallower wrinkles in this area. So we have a good variation of dark and bright values. I've already applied a grid to the image so I can easily replicate it on a clean sheet of paper. I'm going to start with the outline of the drawing. I'm going to use a 2B pencil this time when drawing the outline. Then I'm going to define the wrinkles, then add values or the shades of gray to the image, a few details here and there, and then I'm going to draw again the wrinkles, add more detail to them, and use the eraser for last highlights. With that being said, let's get right onto it. Now that I have finished the outline, I can take the 4B pencil and add some weight to certain wrinkles. The next step is to add values to the drawing. For that, I'm going to use a 2B pencil and I'm going to add the values overall and polish them as much as I can. I'm going to make a very fine gradient. I'm going to have a very smooth shading. Then I'm going to use the 4B to add contrast and details to the wrinkles. The hardest part is done. Now I will use the 4B pencil to redraw the wrinkles. Afterwards, I will add another layer of value over the drawing and correct some areas by adding darker value. Finally, I will add highlights with an eraser, followed by adding the final details to the wrinkles, those small lines I told you about in the introduction. Let's get right into it.
If you like this video, please do me a huge favor and give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to this channel to get access to even more cool lessons. And lastly, if you want to get more free step-by-step tutorials, go to mydrawingtutorials.com/bonus and sign up for my free newsletter. Or you can simply click the link below and just enter your email on the new page that pops up. So once again, just click the link below, enter your email, and get access to all my free lessons.